the Valdobbiadene, the Cartizze area, the Valpolicella, the Soave. All of these here are breathtaking views, beautiful locations. Tasting wine in the location where it's made, I think it's really, really precious. Being able to enjoy a wine in the vineyard or around the winery where you have a perspective towards the vineyards or nature, I think that goes really a long way. I mean, I'm from Friuli, of course, I work a lot there, but I work a lot throughout Italy and not only. And every time we bring clients to, the vineyards, it's always like, wow, thank you for taking me, Now I can kind of perceive, it comes from nature, It's like kind of this humbling process that makes you understand that it comes from nature, that is actually, there's so much work behind it, that people make it with their passion and love, and it's a sacrifice through generation that has been made to create what we have today. And it's, I think, definitely a starting point.
Welcome to Open Bars TV. Wine people drop by. We hit a record, sometimes pour a glass, and then see where the conversation goes.
Okay, from Grandi Langhe to Verona, back to Verona, and it is Open Bar Stevie. Our guest today is Felix Jermann. Listen, Felix, what are you doing in Verona today?
Well, first of all, I'm in Verona and I have to come and say hello to Stevie, as you know.
You have to bow.
I have to bow and, Vinitaly is coming up soon, so looking forward to hopefully be doing something together.
Yes.
In terms of wine tastings. But I'm here actually to visit some clients.
Listen, how old are you now?
29.
So are you still Gen Z?
So
You're in the cusp,
I am
right?
in the cusp, yeah. So I'm from 96, depending on, information that you can read online. Like 96 is the first of the Gen Zs or the last of the millennials.
But do you feel more Gen Z or millennial?
That is actually a question that I get asked like all the time by your generation.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I feel a little bit of both. I'm definitely very...
That's such an Italian answer.
Yeah, well, we know where we're from.
But if you were to choose, Gen Z or millennial?
Yeah, I would go with millennial.
You feel more millennial?
Yeah.
Wow, I was not expecting that. Why?
I mean, because, I still like to do my, traditional things, taking the meetings, meeting in person, doing things in person, being with the people. I mean, I love... social media, the possibilities that it creates, the opportunity that it has to, share ideas, be connected. But the real projects are then done in person, and it's important, I think, the human touch is really, really important, even if we're going into a more and more digital era. And
what are you doing? Tell us just, like, in one sentence, not 10 minutes.
Of course, one sentence. Sommelier consultant and content creator.
Okay, sommelier consultant, interesting.
So we consult wine lists, create curated wine events, wine tasting experiences, both for wineries and for restaurants, because both of them are looking either to be exposed to the trade, exposed to a certain type of clients, or the restaurant is looking for exposure, looking to create an interesting experience that we can do really well. And if you follow me, you definitely know a little bit about it. And of course, there's all of the content creation, both for my social media feeds and for clients. So wine world related or restaurant related.
Okay, so, people are saying Gen Z is killing the wine. True or false?
I think it's false. I do see growing up in the wine industry and being very fortunate where I come from, that it was always a little bit hard in the sense that it always seemed that it was so sophisticated, it was always perceived as such an elite expression. There was so much knowledge to be learned in order to really be successful in it, that it put me off. In a way, it also motivated me, and that's why I'm still here and I'm doing all that I'm doing. But I was definitely intimidated at the beginning, by my father, first of all, or other iconic winemakers. And I see that still kind of being the case, even though wineries and winemakers are understanding that the approach should be changed and should be a little bit more approachable. So there was actually even an article by, I think it's New York Times recently, wasn't it? I think I even shared it on my social feed that the new generation actually has the answer if we want to listen to them.
Okay, what's the answer?
The answer is, and we've talked about this already actually during last Wine to Wine in Verona, the last, I think it was 2024, if I'm not wrong. But it should be really a collaboration between generations. Of course, we have much to learn from the current and previous generation, as they have created the wine world that we know. But going forward, the wine world that we know needs to evolve in order to become closer to the next generation, to the younger generations.
You know what? This sounds like a lot of blah blah.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a concrete example. What you're talking about.
I feel like to this day, there's not so much unity between the generations, or there's still some difficulties. That the new generation is maybe having difficulties to talk to the older generations, and the older generation doesn't have the patience to talk to the younger generations because...
Like me, I'm very impatient.
But I'm here.
Listen,
and it's not the first time.
I want to go back to what Andrea asked you in the beginning before we went live.
Yeah.
What's going on with your content? Like you're doing more sports, like you're more health conscious.
Yeah, I mean,
what is going on?
I mean, obviously, wine is the focus. Wine is always the focus, and you will see it throughout. But I've always been a very fit guy. I always loved sports.
I know. In the beginning, you were always shirtless, and I used to call you like Tarzan boy.
Yeah, you did.
Remember?
You did. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that.
You had the hair, you were always shirtless, like flexing your muscles.
Well, you know, because you're working in the vineyards and it's hot and it's normal to, like, you know, just work with, you know, like just really
not
really
everyone
short.
is naked in the vineyards.
I was never naked.
Well, you know, like
never naked.
the top half.
Yeah, top half. We are guys, and it's normal to work in the vineyards without a top off, especially in the summer because it's really hot and
So
maybe you want to get some sun.
Going back to sports, why are you doing sports?
Well, you know, since 2022, that I, so to say, more focused on my projects, I've been working really hard, and I've honestly probably neglected the fitness and the health part in the sense that I was just focusing on work and clients and you know, traveling to reach new clients and making sure also learning. And in 2025, I said, like, look, like I wanna regain a little bit of my time, and you know, running in the mountains or running in nature is one of my passions.
Okay.
So it's definitely part of my stories, at least, and some social videos as well. And I think people are recognizing that I do enjoy running.
So people have been more interactive to, like, when you're doing sports?
I think it's another edge to kind of hit them in a way that I think we always need to make our content exciting. You know, it always has to be evolving. We cannot be doing always the same old, same content, because at the end of the day, then, you know, you've seen it already. So let's change it up a little bit. I like to mix, I like to integrate my healthy background, my healthy lifestyle with the wine world. I've seen in the past that I was criticized because I was only showing wines, and guys, you know that you love wine,
so
and you show wine.
They criticize you because you were only showing wine?
Yeah.
What did they say?
You know, that I drink at the time, and it's like, you know, there's also jealousy, I think, behind that. But to that sense, it made me think, you know, actually, you know, like, I mean, I only communicate wine because it's my passion, and it's my work, and it's my life. But maybe, to that sense, I should integrate a little bit of my personal life, a little bit more of my healthy routine that I do, and so running is definitely, it's part of it, and everybody can run.
Yeah, so listen, getting back to you, so...
I always find it so interesting with Steve, because you start something,
Yeah.
but you don't really come to the end, and you're really switching on to the next one.
Well, we only,
Isn't that
like,
true?
I want to do this in 10 minutes. I don't want it to be, I have, like, physiotherapy in, in half an hour. I want to tighten this up.
Let's do it.
Know? So listen, if you are a wine as a person, right? You're wine.
Yeah.
And you're a person.
Yeah.
Would a Gen Z want to avoid eye contact with you or want to talk to you?
I mean, I don't avoid eye contact.
Like in a party.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wine, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm a person.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm wine.
Did you understand the question?
You don't understand the question?
I mean,
You pretend I'm a person and at a party.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm wine, right?
You're wine.
Yeah, I'm wine.
Yeah, like the one we drink and work with.
But I'm wine.
Yeah.
Like I'm a wine person.
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not wine person,
Oh,
wine.
yeah.
Pretend I'm wine.
Yeah.
You're Gen Z. for now.
Yeah.
Although you feel more millennial.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to talk to me, or would you avoid eye contact
I mean, I would definitely talk to you.
if you're Gen Z? Not really.
Well, this is another thing. I've seen that Gen Zs needs a way to be introduced to wine.
Yeah.
We need to really take them with us in a gentle way, not in a harsh way, not in a elite way. We need to, slowly introduce them and make them fall in love with all that is behind wine. Wine is history, culture. It's part of the history, really. And I see people, the young people, that are appreciating the information, the education, the taste. If you are able to, as you say, in a synced, easier way, able to explain them or introduce them, a taste, an expression, a label. We have lots of young people coming to our wine tastings that we organize, all throughout. And
You mean at the restaurant, your grandma's restaurant?
my grandmother's restaurant or the restaurants that I consult at, the wine tastings we organize in Italy or Europe or
So when you say
in the
young,
States.
how old are they? What is young for you?
25 to 40 years old.
40.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But we have lots of under 30s, lots of 30s, people being curious. And again, even I used to go to I studied in San Francisco. I went to University of San Francisco. I see now my friends, coming to me asking questions about wine because they're seeing me interact and, share about wine. But I also see them being curious. But I see that at the beginning, they may be a little bit put off, even on dates.
listen, all right, before we close, give us 5 tips that you give to your clients or just in general to an Italian wine producers. 5 tips to approach Gen Z. Not in terms of, age bracket, but in terms of mentality. To the younger generation, how do you talk to them? How do you introduce, you said...
Well, first of all, with simple words.
Okay.
Let's not make it too technical. Let's make it more about the experience. Let's talk about
people
nature.
People say, it's crunchy or vertical or mineral.
I mean, I like those words. I use a lot of those words.
I know, but do you approach that? I mean, those are the words that you would use?
I would say crunchy. I think crunchy is exciting. But I would say simple words, direct words, make them fall in love with their nature, with their environment. We all have so many beautiful locations, areas just in Italy, so diverse. We have so many native grape varieties, so much history and identity hidden within those, that those are really a strong point. And we actually talked about it on Wine Trends of 2025 last year in Italy, and I've introduced the topic of native grape varieties being a trend, being something that the next generation is curious about. The experience, the nature, the environment, I think it's something we can really lead to. I mean, if we go to, here in Verona, we have the Valpolicella area, even just the Prosecco, which is not too far from here, and Prosecco is super mainstream, but you go to those vineyards and they are breathtaking. The Valdobbiadene, the Cartizze area, the Valpolicella, the Soave, all of these here are breathtaking views, beautiful locations. Tasting wine in the location where it's made, I think it's really, really precious. Being able to enjoy a wine in the vineyard or around the winery where you have a perspective towards the vineyards or nature, I think that goes really a long way. I mean, I'm from Friuli, of course, I work a lot there, but I work a lot throughout Italy and not only. And every time we bring clients to the vineyards, it's always like, wow, thank you for taking me. Now I can kind of perceive, it comes from nature. It's like kind of this humbling process that makes you understand that it comes from nature, that is actually there's so much work behind it, that people make it with their passion and love, and it's a sacrifice through generation that has been made to create what we have today. And it's, I think, definitely a starting point.
What about Nolo?
I don't know, we talked about this last year too. I'm a little bit less passionate now.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know, I don't vibe too much with the product, I would say. I do put it in my wine lists because I think it still should be there.
Right.
We talked about it again in 2024 at Wine to Wine about it. We'll see, I think the product needs to be improved in that sense. And I definitely drink the wine, guys, because of the alcoholic part as well, because it does excite you as well, and it is part of the wine which is important. I think it will improve in the future, and we will see how it goes.
But it's just not very good at the moment. That's why you're not drinking it?
At the moment, it's a little bit still disappointing, I would say. And like I have it in my wine list, I have it.
Yeah.
I have it because also in the wine tasting that we organize, we always have, very small proportion of people that do ask us about non-alcoholic options. So me coming from the hospitality industry as well, we want to serve. We want to make sure that you're happy, that you're satisfied of the experience, even if there's no wine. So what can there be? Of course, you can have all sorts of juices, mixed drinks, non-alcoholic mixed drinks. But I also see that people are curious to the non-alcoholic part in Nolo. I mean, I do know 2 good ones that are made actually not far from here that I use in the wine list. Not to give any names out now, but if you follow me, you know. And so I don't know. I have it. Should be
but
there.
But you're less enthusiastic than last year.
Less enthusiastic, I would say. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Listen, okay, so we're going to close now.
Okay.
But it's 2026. Do you make like New Year's resolutions?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your New Year's resolutions?
So one of them again is like being healthier and fitter than last year. So stay tuned.
Okay. But how are you doing that? Like you're running more, or you're eating healthy foods, you're cutting down on alcohol?
I'm actually like not cutting down on alcohol because the more I work, the more wines I need to taste, the more we travel for wine, and of course we need to taste the product to understand it. That is 101 rule, and it's key. So it's more having a healthier balance between, I would say, work, wine tastings, and the sporty part.
Okay, that's your New Year's resolution.
That is one of them. That's a very small one. We have.
Number 2, get a girlfriend.
That is not involved in my New Year's resolutions.
That's not your priority.
That is not my priority, but always happy about it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Consolidating more and more my team. At the moment, I work. I have a beautiful.
I thought you were like a one-man show. You have a team.
I have a beautiful team of freelancers, 2 really great video makers that have been working with me for quite some time now, and we're actually able to do some really good content. So I'm really, really proud actually of what we do and the content that we do.
What is your best content you've ever done? One thing.
One of my favorites, honestly, is the new generation of Montalcino. It's a mini documentary on YouTube where we've interviewed key new generation producers, and it's a documentary, long format and also short format. You can find it on YouTube.
How are you doing on YouTube?
Slow.
Yeah, you're a bit slacky.
I'm slacking at the moment because I was really focusing on my business last year.
Yeah.
It has given me a lot, so I'm looking forward to give back to the page as well. But social media, talking about Instagram, Facebook still are going really, really strong, and we're growing really big. But anyways, consolidating my team, looking forward to also meet new creators, to collaborate and do better and more projects together. And to not forget also about my copywriter and assistant that helps me with
You don't write your own copies?
I direct my copies. As I direct the videos. So.
But do you have other people writing for you?
Yeah, because I've seen that writing.
It's not even so long.
You should check out my copies though.
All right.
Check out my copies,
okay,
but
let's
I think.
Go check out his copies. What is your handle?
Alojz Felix Jermann.
Why Alojz? Couldn't you just do Felix Jermann? It was taken already?
No. It was my full name, so I said why not use the full name?
Okay, Alojz Felix Jermann. Okay, that's it. All right, and it is a wrap. Till next time, stay tuned to see who comes for a visit next time. Pretty soon, I think. Maybe tomorrow even. Special guest. Ciao ragazzi.
A presto.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.